This woman was kidnapped by a police officer, and he did unspeakable things to her. Sarah Everard was 33 years old at the time of the heartbreaking incident. She was born in Surrey, but grew up in York, and lived in the Brixton Hill area, located in South London, and she worked as a marketing executive for a digital media agency. She was walking home from a friend's house on the 3rd of March near Clapham Common, and was on the phone to her boyfriend, whom she planned on meeting the next day. That's when she was randomly stopped by an off-duty police officer. His name is Wayne Couzens. That's Sarah on the left and Wayne on the right. Wayne showed Sarah his police warrant card before handcuffing her. He told her he was arresting her for breaching COVID guidelines, but the harsh reality is, this was a lie. The crooked cop, an innocent lady, entered Wayne's car and drove to Dover. The route of the car was tracked using CCTV and ANPR. CCTV is video footage and ANPR is automatic number plate recognition. The two were now in Dover and had transferred to Wayne's personal Seat car. And while in Dover, Wayne purchased drinks from a petrol station, probably to loosen him up for the monstrosity he was about to commit. He then went back in his car, SA'd the defenseless woman who was still in handcuffs, picked up a police belt and then strangled her to death. Wayne bought and filled a petrol container at a service station and used it to burn Sarah's body in a refrigerator. He then went to B&Q and brought 2 large builder bags, where he used one of the bags to dispose of Sarah's remains in a pond. The killer ended up telling senior officers that he was suffering from stress and no longer wanted to carry a gun. He then reported himself ill from work, handing in his equipment, including his police belt and handcuffs that was used in the murder. Sarah's boyfriend reported her missing, and that's when the police search began. They quickly found human remains in a large builder bag in Holdswood. This place was approximately 100 meters away from a plot of land that Wayne owned, so obviously he was now a suspect. Police in Dover also searched a site of a former body repair garage, previously owned by Wayne's family. It was there he had dismembered her body, and police managed to find DNA evidence. Wayne was arrested a couple weeks after the murder, and while it was happening, he tried to wipe the data from his mobile phone clean. When interviewed, he claimed not to recognize Sarah after being shown a photograph of her. He then switched his story to something completely irrelevant. This showed clear guilt. He ended up being charged and sentenced for her murder. He was convicted of murder, SA, and kidnapping, and sentenced to life in prison with no possibility of being released.